Okay, fine. So now it is working. In between my recorder gone. Okay, so I am starting the SAP, and from there itself I am going for the basic customizations. So my SAP screen is visible to all of you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes, sir. Okay, fine. So you have already covered up the accounts payable, and accounts receivable is very similar. You will feel very comfortable when we will start the customization, but there is a reservation through which we are going through this topic. That means all the bills, all the invoice that will be sales invoice, that will be generated through the finance department. Okay, and payment will be also received by the finance department. There is no sales and distribution interface. Okay, so on that assumption we will go forward our discussions. So directly we will go to the SPRO area. In the SPRO we will go to the financial accounting new, and in the financial accounting new, this is our very known node, accounts receivable and accounts payable, because it was used in accounts payable also. In accounts payable we usually deal with the vendor account. Now we will deal with the customer account. Okay, so in the customer account there is a master data. We will go through that master data section. In the master data there is a preparation for creating customer master data. I will click here. So under the preparation for creating customer master data, there is a node called define account groups with screen layout customers. Okay, so we will create account group. So what is the meaning of account group here? Actually, account group we have already discussed in GL accounting, right? So in GL accounting we have created different account group, like current asset, non-current asset, employee cost group, administrative group. So those are the account groups in GL accounting, and that was a guidance for creation of the GL account, general ledger account. Okay, so what type of account group here we are going to discuss? See, every business organization, they will be having variety of customers. Some customers are they belong to a foreign country. That means they may be foreign customers. Some customers are domestic customers inside. So it is one kind of broad grouping of the customers, and there may be some different kinds of grouping mechanism in a organization, like corporate customers, C&F agent, C&F customers, your wholesale customers, government customers, your export customers, like foreign customers. So there can be many grouping mechanism which can be there in a organization, and through which the individual customers are bifurcated from one another for the purpose of reporting. So SAP identify them as account groups. So click on this account group. I will create my own account group for the customer accounting. I am making only two numbers of bifurcations. I am making the things very simple. One is your FI customer group, another is your SD customer group. Why I am creating two numbers of groups? Because now in financial chapter, whatever customer I will create, I will, just a minute. Okay, fine. So so whenever in this accounts receivable, I will discuss regarding the customer. I mean to say those are relating to your customer in FI. But whenever I will discuss the interface, that is SD integration with FI, then in that place, whatever customer I will create, I will make it under the group SD customer group. Okay, so that is the logic due to which I am creating two numbers of groups. But practically, when SAP will be implemented in any organization, the organization always gives the option or gives the always guide the SAP consultants what should be the different types of customer group they will be having, because SAP normally it is implemented in a organization which is a seasoned one, old organization having existing set of practices. So therefore those things will be decided in a different manner, but here I will create only two numbers of customer group. So I am creating one customer group as say your company code name is identification is 7200, isn't it? So I am creating 72FI. Okay, and I am giving the name FI customer group for 7200. Okay, so that is the naming conventions I am using. And then I am going to there are three things: general data, company code data, and the sales area data. Okay, so actually what will happen, why I am creating this, there are two meaning of creating this. First of all, whenever I will create a individual customer master, I will always assign it to a specific group. Always it will ask me under which group you are going to create the specific customer master. Okay, SAP will always ask. That is the architecture. And whenever I will create the customer master, in the, because whenever you will create a master data, there are a lot of screens available, there are a lot of fields available in different screens. Some of the fields you have to make mandatory as per your business needs. If those fields are not mandatory, then the master data is not complete. So here there is a identification called field status, and there are three numbers of field status. One is general data section, another is company code data section, and another is sales data section. So certification questions also it is asked: general data, company code data, sales data. What are the three sections whenever you will create a account group? So let us click on the general data section. Okay, so once I click on the general data section, these things are coming: address, communication, control. See, address, see here everything is optional. But suppose whenever we are creating a customer master, the details like your postal code, street, district, region, post box number, postal code, suppose you want to make it compulsory. Without this, your customer master will not be complete. The actually creating customer master, these are the activities of end users. So if you put these things as required entry, then what happened? The person or the end user who are going to create the master data, they have to compulsorily put the value. Otherwise, those things will not be complete. So this is the utility of your account group. First of all, it will make segmentation of your huge numbers of customers in different segments, different clusters. That is the first thing. Second thing is, within that cluster, if anybody is going to create a customer master, they have to mandatorily follow some areas, some fields. So as per the business needs, some area can be suppressed, some area can be required, some area can be optional or display. There are four options. So better is in our case we are making the practice So we are making, by default it is always optional, but as per the needs you can just manipulate, there is no issues at all. So I click on the next, then this telefax, telex, all these internet address, mobile number, mobile telephone, these are also optional. So again I click on the next. So these things are also optional. So again I am clicking on the next data. So these are also optional. These are the marketing related informations. So these are the payment bank details. So again click on. So these are the things relating to your general data section. Okay. After coming to the general data, I am coming to the control data section. Okay. So in the control data section, also these things are showing. Okay, these are part of general data. Even if it is control data, these are part of general data. So let us come to the second area. Okay, that is the company code area. This is the account group I am creating. Okay, whether this account group will be created in my company code or whether it will be used by everybody, nobody knows till now. I am just creating a group, and this group is available at the client level or top level. So let us click on the company code data, right? In the company code data, the most important thing is account management, right? Here I am making the reconciliation account as required entry and cash management group as suppress. These two things also used in your accounts payable section. In the accounts payable section also I create vendor account group, FI vendor as well as vendor. Okay. So there also I make reconciliation account required entry. Why? Because whenever you are going to create a customer master, that is a subsidiary ledger. So that subsidiary ledger in the SAP mechanism or in the software itself, it should be linked with a general ledger, and that general ledger is otherwisely called reconciliation ledger in SAP terminology. Okay, so subsidiary ledger must be always linked with its reconciliation ledger or general ledger, so that any information or any transaction we will pass, that will be updated not only at the subsidiary ledger level or sub ledger level, that will also be updated at the GL level or general ledger level. So I am making it a required entry and making it safe. Okay, so sales area data, these are not required now. Sales area data will be required whenever I will use those customer groups or those customers where the via SD route will be there. The customer operation will be through the SD module. Okay, so this is the first group I have created. Then I will click on the next entry. In the next entry I will be having 7 to SD, and here it will be SD customer group for 7200. Here also I don't have to do anything in the general data. I will click on the company code data. I will click on the account management. Also I make the reconciliation account required entry, cash management group suppress. Why I am making cash management group suppress? Because once the sundry debtor will be created, there will be regular realization of the money or date. So sometimes it may ask some notifications relating to fund management or cash management, which is another submodule, which is another area specifically which is merged with FI, but it is a different submodule. So treasury management or fund management or cash management. So in order to avoid those notifications, I am making it suppress. Then I click on save. So these are the two numbers of account group I have created. In addition to the account group creation also, Field status related changes also I applied, like I make the reconciliation account required entry, and whenever I created any group, everything was optional, all the fields was optional, but I need reconciliation account a required entry. Okay, otherwise my customer master will never work because it will not be linked with the general ledger. So those things I just change from optional to required, and I make the cash management group suppress and created these two numbers of groups. So I will come to the next area. In the next area, I will create number range for customer account. Okay. So what is this number range for customer account? Let us understand. Whenever I will create two numbers of groups, customer groups, then these customer groups, under those customer group, I will create individual customer. And whenever I will create individual customer, I must assign a number, customer number, which is SAP generated number. Normally a customer will be having a long name. Normally it is a commercial organization which is a customer of your company code. It is having a self identification of a name, PAN number, etc., etc. However, from the SAP perspective, SAP itself, in your SAP software, it will be having a numerical identification, because everything in SAP is identified by a numerical identification as well as a descriptive name or long name, right? Similarly, you have created your vendor masters, they will be having a numerical identification as well as a descriptive name. Here also, in case of customer, same thing will be applied. So therefore I am creating to create number range maintenance. So there are three things. This is display interval, this is change interval, right? So whenever I am coming to the change interval, I can create a fresh number, no issues, I can create a fresh number. Whenever I will create a fresh number, I have to click on insert line, right? So when I go to the insert line, I have to be very sure that whenever I will create a number range, it must not overlap whatever thing is created, already created, like 01, 02, 03, like that. Second thing is, the range must not overlap within this. Okay, so two things are required. First of all, this identification or node should not overlap to this, and number range should not overlap. See, this is the starting one, 1299999, then it comes from 1 lakh to 1 lakh 99. Then these are the things like, but whenever you will create any number, it should not overlap between the two. So instead of just making the trial and error, I can prefer to select this and this for my vendor customer purpose. Why I am preferring this two? Because the most important thing is, whenever any number range to be chosen, already created range, I will use it for my numbering of customer master. Be sure that external checkbox is not selected. So what is the meaning of external checkbox? See, whenever SAP number range will be created for anything, that should automatically generated in the system. Our external interference must not be there. Suppose I am creating a customer master. What is the identification number of that customer master? I should not decide, at least. It should be chronologically come. That means, suppose I create one customer master today, the immediate number which is available, that is automatically assigned to that particular customer. Then next customer creation, the next available number will be automatically assigned. So there is no physical, there is no choice, there is no external number assignment. So external number assignment is not a good practice which is followed. If that thing is followed, then control mechanism is lost. That means the end user will be having a choice. They can put any number to any customer. There can be gaps there can be gaps between one number to another. So all the corporates or all the organizations where SAP is implemented, they always follow the internal mechanism, internal number assignment. So I am choosing this 01 and 02 for my purpose. I am not going to create a number range, though creation is not difficult, but important thing is it should not overlap between this, and the next is it should not be between whatever number created in between. Okay, so let us use this 01 and 02 for our purpose. Now I can just assign this to customer account groups. I have already created group, so I am going to that group 72FI. This is my group. So this is one group I have created, and this is also one group I have created. So in this group I am assigning the number range 01, which is already there, this one, and this is not externally decided, this is automatically, this will come. Somebody has created this, I'm just using this, though I can create new number range. Just click on save. So save in my request. Okay, so I have created this assigned this number range for my customer account group, right? After creation of this number range for customer account group, then I will go to the next step. My next step will be creation of GL accounts. Okay, so what GL account I am going to create? Obviously this is the chapter of accounts receivable, so my first preferred GL account will be sundry debtors account. Okay, and the second required GL account will be sales account, right? So sundry debtor GL account and sales GL account is my requirement in this chapter. So let us create the GL account sundry debtor. I will go to the transaction code FS00. So FS00 in the last class, while creating any GL account in FS00, previously the screen was different. Now the screen is looking different to you. Actually this screen is very comfortable. In one place you will get everything, right? So I'm just switching this screen and I will show you how to come to this screen and make the best use of this screen. I'm selecting here do not display navigation tree. Actually this is a navigation view. Naturally navigation view, see, this is the screen what we used previously, right? So whenever we use the screen previously, what we did, first of all we have to give the company code here, right? So in this company code, first of all we search what are the GL accounts we created. So in this company code 7200, these are the GL accounts created. In this way we can see, and we always prefer to go to the account groups. Okay, why we prefer to go to account groups? Because account group will guide us that in which range, number range, we are going to create our sundry debtor. Okay, so the transaction code is OBD4. In the OBD4 I will go to my chart of account 7200. Whenever I am thinking of creating any sundry debtor, definitely I will create it under the current asset. So my group range is available as 2 lakh to 2 lakh 99, right? Then I come to the second place, that is the screen of my ZL account. I go to the drop down and try to see under 2 lakh to 2 lakh 99 how many numbers has been preoccupied. Normally what happened, these are just arranged in a scattered manner. If I click on, see, I'm just clicking on here. Once I click on here, it is sorted in ascending order. Okay, first one is 1 lakh, then two series will come, then 3 series will come, then 4 series will come. If I again just click here, then I will come here in a different order. Okay, that is descending order. So 4 is the first, then 3, then 2, then 1. So it will be easier if you change it in the order and find out how many numbers you have utilized under current asset. So here is the number what we have utilized under the current asset. The range is 2 lakh to 2 lakh 99, and we have used already 2 lakh, 2 lakh 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then I have also used 10. Then I have used also 2 lakh 99. Okay. So now after 2 lakh 7, there is a gap here 2 lakh 8. So let us create 2 lakh 8, right? So I can create 2 lakh 8 direct here, 200008, and click on the with template. Or I can prefer to work in navigation tree. Very important. Navigation tree helps you to do it in a systematic manner. You can compare and everything in a single screen. So I will go to the settings, hierarchy display. This is by default, do not display navigation tree. I will click on display accounts in navigation tree and I will click on continue. So the new settings will take place after the transaction is restarted. So I am again restarting NFS00. Fine. Now the navigation tree is available. In the left hand side, all the informations relating to the creation of your GL account will be available. So these are the different folders actually, in which if I just open this current asset, here also very well I can see how many GL accounts under the current asset group is already created. Okay, so I have already created here 2 lakh 7, then 2 lakh 10. So there is a place that is 2 lakh 8 which is available. So I can just select this 2 lakh 7 and I will click on copy as, and I will give the name 2 lakh 8 and I will click on continue. Right. So in those manner, actually in those cases also with template button I was using, but here I will place my cursor on a particular GL account to whom I want to copy. Then I will click on the copy as, then give the fresh number. Actually this is 2 lakh 7. I give the fresh number and I just click on enter. So once I click on enter, on the extreme right side, everything from 2 lakh 7 is copied. But I have to change the description first. That is the short text. In the short text, I am giving the description sundry debtors. And here also sundry debtors account, right? Then this is a balance sheet account type, no doubt. Then I will click on the control data tab. In the control data tab, here there is a tax category, that is posting without tax allowed. I can keep it, may not keep it. It doesn't make me any sense. If taxation related things will be required, then these things will be required, or without taxation also posting will be allowed without tax. So conservatively I have selected all tax type allowed and also posting without tax allowed. But the most important thing is this is a reconciliation ledger, right? This is a reconciliation ledger. Okay, so In this reconciliation ledger, in the control data tab, you have to select which type of reconciliation ledger this is. There are four options: assets, customer, vendor, contract account receivables. So previously when accounts payable were discussed, when we created uh, sundry creditor, we prefer this vendor, the reconciliation account type vendor, K for vendor. Now we will prefer to use customer, which is appropriate, right? So this is the thing which is very much required, and do not select open item management here. So why we are not selecting open item management? Because the individual invoices which are open or which are clear, it will not be decided at the sundry debtor level. Where it will be decided? It will be decided at the individual customer level. Again I am telling why open item is not selected here, because open item management has not to be demonstrated under sundry debtor level, because in sundry debtor thousands of individual customers are there. So individual customer level open item management applications or demonstrations or reports will be there, is available. There is not a sense if we make the open item management at the sundry debtor level. It is not making any sense. It is making a sense if we are making the open item management, or we are finding out the reports relating to open item, close item, or cleared item, open item or cleared item at the individual customer level, individual customer master level. So therefore previously it was copied automatically, but always remove that, or otherwise while saving also that will show the error that open item management is not possible. It will guide you in fact. Then I will click on the create oblique bank oblique interest tab. So here you can use the G001 which are previously used in most of the cases. You are using that G001. So I can use the G001, or there is a field status group which is very compatible with my reconciliation account, reconciliation related GL account. This is SAP created G067, so I can use G067 also. This is a predefined field status group which is very compatible with those GL accounts relating to reconciliation type nature. So save now. Okay, so I saved here. Then I will come to creation of another GL account. So my another GL account will be my sales account. Okay, so sales account also, normally what happened, I have to find out the grouping mechanism, what are the range available for the sales group. So sales group comes from 3 lakh to 3 lakh 99, but under the sales group I have never created anything under the sales. Other income I have created. Normally what happened, in the PL account, profit and loss account, on credit side there are normally two things. One is sales, another is other incomes. Other incomes were already there. Some of the GL accounts we have created in the nature of other income, that is foreign exchange gain, discount receipt, but we have never created anything relating to the sales, okay, direct revenue. So now we are going to create, and also in this navigation mode we have to be familiar with this navigation mode. It will help us actually. So in the navigation mode I can just show you something. See, there is a change company code here, very simple. If I want to, suppose I am creating a GL account in this company code, I want to create GL account under another company code, there is a change company code here. If I change here, say 7100 and enter, then company code 7100 and their respective folder will come, and subsequently when I will create also, these things will automatically be removed, but company code 7100 is already activated. Okay. Similarly, you can easily block a GL account from here. Actually, those things are also available in those cases. Also, suppose I want to make some changes in a GL account. Suppose in company code 7100, this GL account has to be changed, modified. So this is the change. uh, Directly this is coming here. I can make any modifications in this particular GL account, description or anything. So this navigation tree is very easier. Now I am going to directly go to the 7200. Then also I can come here, 7200, enter. So definitely here company code has been changed. This right side will be changed immediately once I do the work. See, I am going to create a sales account, right? So what is the compatible GL account very close to sales account? Let us have the foreign exchange gain. I am keeping the cursor on foreign exchange gain, and also I want to copy. Then I click on copy. The reference GL account is 300 100, but I have to create the GL account, the first GL account, that is 3 lakhs, and put enter. Okay. So 3 lakhs to 3 lakh 99, that is my sales account group. So I am selecting this group sales, and I am putting the short text and long text, sales account, and here also long text, the very same. Okay. Then I click on the control data tab. In the control data tab, nothing new. I am coming here also, nothing new. Just click on save. Correct. So I have already created this GL accounts and 2 numbers of GL accounts, and I save these 2 numbers of GL accounts for my purpose. Then I am coming to create customer master, right? Why I am creating the customer master? After creation of these 2 GL accounts, the logic is very simple, because whenever I will create a customer master, the reconciliation GL, that is sundry debtor GL, is a must. So I created the sundry debtor GL first, then I am going to create a customer master. Okay. So after that I am going to create a customer master. Creation of customer master, we don't have to go to the SPRO area, because that is a usual affairs of day-to-day activities of your end users. Create vendor master, create customer master. So I will create it under financial accounting. I will come to the accounts receivable, then I will come to the master data, then I will create, then I will go to create. The transaction code is FD01. Okay. So this is one transaction code, this is also one transaction code, FD01 and XD01. If I click on XD01, this is created under FI area, under the company code. But if I want to create any customer master centrally, then here sales area related information also to be required. Okay. So what is sales area related information? This sales area related information is important if I will create SD vendor, sales and distribution vendor. That means those those customers which are to be created through the sales and distribution interface. So in that case, I am going to use the transaction code XD01, that is maintained centrally. Whenever we discuss the GL creation also, I have already told you that GL account, general ledger account, can be created from centrally, as well as it can be created at the company code level. Okay, so there is some general data section. I'm just showing you, I'm just recapping. These things are also very important from the point of view of certifications. See, from the company code in the chart of account and centrally, three things are available. Normally we use FS00, right? But if I used FSP0, then this is only type description tab is available. Okay, but once I create type description tab means the group description only that much. But if I prefer to create it through FSS0, that is company code area, then another two tabs, that is control data tab and create oblique bank oblique interest tab is available, right? So it may happens that one chart of account, the GL will be created, but it will not extend it to a particular company code. Suppose you are using a common chart of account. Initial stage I have discussed what is the group chart of account, what is the local chart of account, country level chart of account. So chart of account level, you can create a GL account and you can extend to different company codes. Okay, so in those cases companies prefer to create GL account in two steps, in chart of account then in company code. But if you want to create a GL account centrally, then everything will be available in one screen, right? So similar manner, if we are going to create the accounts receivable master data in FI side, we will prefer FD01. And if we prefer XD01, that means the sales area related information or SD related information has to be also give to my, it has to be linked to my customer master. That means which sales organization, which distribution channel, which division, sales division, marketing people, they will be having distribution channels, division, sales organization. These are the terms of marketing. So those related informations for my customer is also very important for control mechanism, for reporting mechanism in SD module. So in those cases I will prefer this transaction code. But till now I have not covered the SD customizations, so I will prefer to use FD01. So in the FD01, the company code is by default coming, right? Now I have to prefer in which account group I am going to create my GL account. So let us have the grouping mechanism. So let us have my grouping mechanism as, say, that is, I have created 72 FI, this is 72 SD. Now let us see 72 FI, this is also 72 SD. Okay, this one 72 FI, because I am going to create one customer under the FI customer group. Then click on continue. Right, so this is the screen of creating my customer master data. So I am selecting the title. So under the title, let us select company. Okay, so let us prefer to have a name. I am giving the name, say, Global Trading Corporation, Global Trade Trading Limited. Okay, so this is an organization who is deals in trading activity and they are purchasing finished product from us, like that. So I am giving a name, Global Trading limited. Now these are the things: street number, postal code, city. Actually, whenever I create this 72FI, I did not make anything mandatory. So only the country is coming as mandatory. Put the country IN. Other things like street number, postal code, city, post box number, this was not mandatory there when I created the customer account group. Otherwise, these things could be mandatory when I want to create a customer master. Then I click on the control data. In the control data section also, all these things, these are not your mandatory area. Now click on the company code data button, right? In the company code data button, there is a thing which is required. See, the cursor is automatically coming here, but suppose I just escaped this. This is mandatory. What is the thing? That is the reconciliation account, right? So I have to give the GL account interface here. So what is the GL account? By default, I have created only one GL account, that is sundry debtors account. Okay, for my debtor, for my customer. So I will make the linkage. So here what happens, the subsidiary ledger, I am creating the subsidiary ledger. My subsidiary ledger is connected with the general ledger through this screen, through this company code data. And under the company code data there is account management. Under the account management I put the reconciliation account, right? So other things are not important for me. I can simply click on save. So once I save, my customer master is created having the number 16. By default it is coming as 16. There is no choice. There is no external mechanism through which the end user will decide what will be the number or identification of this customer master. Okay, automatically this is coming, which is the very next number which was available. So this is the screen. This is the FD01 is the create, FD02 is the change. Suppose I want to change something, it is also available. So this is the general data. Okay, under the general data these things are available. Under the company code data these things are available. There are different tabs: account management, payment transaction, correspondence, insurance, withholding tax. And under the general data, these are relating to the master data like address, control data, payment transactions, banking related things like bank account number, IFSC code. These things are required here. So now we can, if we want to change something, we can change. We did not make any change, we just save. So it is showing me no changes were carried. And if we want to display also, we can very well display the customer in details. When you go through the display mode, everything will be gray. Okay, once it is gray you cannot change anything, right? But somehow if you want to make any changes also, you can click on that particular screen, spectacle and pane icon, then you can also change. Suppose you are in display, suppose you are in display screen displaying the customer master, but somehow you want to change something immediately, then there is an icon here, display or change. That means both the things are available. You are in the display mode, but immediately you want to have some changes, then in this case also you can just click, and previously the things or the fields which were in gray and not allowing to make any changes, that also becomes white and make you will allow you for the changes, and you can change and save. Okay, so these things are available for your creation of customer master. So after creation of the customer master, there is another task, that is related to document type and number ranges. So what is document type and number ranges? We very well know that in financial accounting we are going to pass accounting entries. In this chapter accounts receivable also we are going to pass accounting entries. So when accounting entries, debit credit entries will be passed, that will be saved in the system. So when that will be saved in the system in accounts receivable, naturally they will be saved with the your document type. In Tally or any other package, the thing which is called voucher type, the same thing is called document type in SAP. And we have also learned different varieties of document type. Whenever we discussed GL accounting, we come across with document type SA, and when there is a reversal, there is a document type AB we have come through. Similarly, in accounts payable, we have gone through the different document types like DR, DZ, DA, like that. That is customer invoice, vendor invoice, vendor payment, vendor credit memo, etc. etc. Three numbers of document we have come across. Similarly, in this in accounts payable we have gone through KR, KZ, K stands for your vendor. And in this customer related or accounts receivable, same way we will understand, we will go through, there are three numbers of document types: DR, DZ, DA. D stands for your debtors, okay, or customer. K stands for your vendor. So in accounts payable we have learnt KR, KZ, KA. KR is the vendor document, KZ is the vendor payment, and KA is the credit memo, okay, return or anything like that. Similarly here also we will discuss three numbers, that is DR, DZ and DA. So document types and number ranges, the transaction code is OBS7. Fine. So here it is DR, customer invoice, and DZ, customer payment. One by one I will create the number range. So select DR, then click on the details button, or just double click on the DR, right? So here the number range is 18. Automatically it is already there 18. So let us go to the number range information. Put the company code 7200. Then click on the change interval. 18, we know the node is 18. So I am creating a range 18 2022, and I have to find out what are the range which is available. The last one is 9000. So I can create 900 or 90012 10,000. Click on enter and click on save. Fine. Okay. So this is the number range what I have created. Then reverse document type. Actually, if any customer invoice has to be reversed, that must be created some another document. So reverse document type somebody has deleted. So let us have the AB as the reversal document. Okay, I click on save. It will be better because we may have to reverse something. Whenever we'll reverse something, then error will come that reverse document type is not available. So we know reverse document type is normally used as AB as a standard practice. So I just assigned here. Then I am coming to the DZ, customer payment. I am selecting this or double click on this. See, reverse document type AB is there. Somebody has intentionally deleted that. So this is, the node is 14. Click on the number range information 7200. Click on insert interval. Then click on insert. Here it is 14 2022, and it will be started from 10,001 to 11,000 and click on save. Continue. Okay, so two number ranges for two types of documents are already there. Let us go to and create another number range for DA. This is 16, then 7200. Click on change interval. So click on insert interval 16 2022, then 11001 to 12,000, then click on save. Okay, so three numbers of document type I have created, right? So after creation of the three numbers of document type, let us go to and pass a transaction. So passing the transaction in accounts receivable, I will go to the financial accounting, accounts receivable, document entry, then the transaction code is FB70. Actually FB50 we used in general ledger accounting, FB60 we use it accounts payable, FB70 we will use it accounts receivable. So first of all you have to switch the company code. So my company code is 7200 and enter, right? So here in the drop down I will find out what is the vendor master I have created, Global Trading Limited. So this is the vendor master I have created. Then I will put the invoice date. So this is the invoice date, I think current date I am putting here, and I am putting the amount, say 1,25,000. Then I put here the narrations, sales invoice, posting. Then I am coming to the line items. In the line items everything is by default credit, customer account debited to sales account. So my sales account, the GL account is 3 lakh. I know, I just type here, amount is star, text is plus, and put enter. Okay, once I put enter, here the balance is showing as 0. Once the balance is showing as 0, that means debit is equal to credit, and click on the simulate document, right? So this document is now in the simulated mode. Here one part is subsidiary ledger, one part is your general ledger. The first part, customer, that is subsidiary ledger, Global Trading Limited. Okay, it is not sundry debtor. Sundry debtor will be automatically updated in the background, but in the transaction posting I prefer Global Trading Limited. But Global Trading Limited is linked with the reconciliation ledger in the master data itself. So even if I post the transaction using the name of Global Trading Limited, but in SAP system it will be updated in two places, subsidiary ledger level as well as the general ledger level. Okay, let us save the transaction. So my transaction is saved. The document number 9001 is created. For display of the document I will go to FB03. So by default the last document number is coming, just click here. So once I click, I display this document. So this document is data entry view. So data entry view means the posting view. Whatever way I posted the transaction using the name Global Trading Limited and using the GL account, sales account, it is showing here. Here in the accounts receivable, 01 posting key stands for debit. If I click on the general ledger view, once I click on the general ledger view, I see Global Trading Limited is not there. Instead of Global Trading, both the GL account, both the line items are GL account. This is 2 lakh 8, that is sundry debtors, and this is 3 lakh, that is sales account, right? So sundry debtor account debited to sales account. So there are two views available. One is entry view, where one line item is subsidiary ledger and another line item is general ledger. If I click on the general ledger view, then I see there are two GL accounts appearing. But this GL is the nature of reconciliation GL and this is the normal GL. Okay. So there are two views, of course, in both the cases. So now the transaction is shown like this, the document is shown like this, but let us see the account, right? So for account there are two things. One is line item display, another is balance display. If I click on the balance display, automatically customer number is coming, company code and fiscal year by default coming. Click on execute. So once I click on execute, these are your ledger views. Okay, general ledger. These are your general ledger views. These are the different periods. Okay, these are the different periods. And in the 10th period, that is in the month of January, we have passed the transactions. Okay, so another thing is line item report. The line item report is FBL 5N. So if I click on FBL 5N, I have to put the customer account. So what is the account number of my customer from the SAP perspective? Global Trading Limited 16. So there are three things: open item, clear item and all items. So by default it is there in the open item. Now I click on execute. Once I click on the execute, I see this document type DR. This is showing as open. This is showing as red. And also this is due. Why this is due? Because there is no credit period for the customer. Customer is not allowed any credit sales. These are immediate sales, directly immediate due. So that's why it is showing as due and a bell icon is there and document number is available. So these are the different fields, but I can change the layout and display more and more numbers of fields here. Okay, so on the left side these are the highlighted fields and on the right side these are the hidden fields. If I want to have the posting date, I can select the posting date here. If I put just inside of the document date, before document date, on the left side also I have to highlight that, right side also I have to highlight that, and I will click on the back arrow. Once I click on the back arrow, from the hidden field the posting date is also coming. Just a minute, these are just I think these have gone. Let us do again. Okay, so this is the posting date. I want to put it before the document date. I select both. These are the hidden area, these are the activated area in the report, open item management report. I click on the back button. Now it is coming. So if I click on copy, then automatically I see the posting date here before the document date. So accordingly you can suppress something, like say suppose I want to suppress something. See, this clearing is suppose I don't require this clearing document is enough. So in this case what happened, this clearing date I don't want to require, then I can just click on this and I click on copy. So clearing document, clearing date gone, only clearing document is available. Okay, these are the temporary ways I can change the layout. If so many line items are there, you can easily export those line items to Excel sheets also. You can export it to the spreadsheet or local files. Whenever there will be huge numbers of open items, you can export it and accordingly you can make the reporting. So this is the way in which you display the ledger balances of individual customer as well as the open items. And in the next class we will discuss about the subsequent areas of accounts receivable. So I'm just closing the classes. Good night to all of you. I will send the recording. Please do the practice. Good night.